nation. I think it's an invasion. I think it's an invasion. I think it's an invasion. Man, they not from around here. I think it's an invasion. Greetings, earthlings. I am Wallow. I am Wallow. I am Wallow. I live life like there's no tomorrow. Chris King, KGNOOB. What homes you ain't know? We're UFO. Cargo cakes, polos, and fresh kicks. That's the definition of what the cargo kids is. SOS, yes, spaced out swagger. I never do anything right. I'm backwards. I'm so galactic. So
Hey out there, this is Kamethia, also known as Mookie around the city. I have here Knockout Health and Wellness, your new boxing and fitness virtual assistant and app. You can video chat with trainers, queue up previous sessions, request libraries of various workouts, fully customizable workouts to fit your boxing needs in home. Form, technique, character building, strength, endurance, meal prepping. Hey, knock that out. Knockout Health and Wellness. Download on your smartphone today.
What's up? It's your favorite homegirl, Phoenix. I'm a fan biker, and these are my tales.
Welcome to the WhoDat Podcast, the livest podcast this side of the Mississippi and the Nile River. As always, it is B, is me. What's up? How you doing? And we got the Captain Paco. He ducked off in the cockpit right now, but he's going to be joining us. And we have a very special guest this episode. But first, you like the new setup? I mean, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I'm chilling and shit. No microphone right here. Paco can't get mad at me for not being on the mic and everything. I can just talk. But, anyways, our special guest for this evening has graced us with her presence. We have a lot of questions, and I'm just curious about being an actor. She's an actress. She's a mom. All right, let me flip those around. She's a mom first, and she's an actress. She's just cool as shit to expose me to rage rooms. But this is Dani Jayden.
Hi.
Thank you for coming on the mothership.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, most definitely. Hell yeah. Paco set it up, and I'm just elated to be able to be here. It's great. So, Pac, hey, you're here.
I'm here. Woo-hoo! So yeah, we changed up the format for this episode for our survivor stories, where they're going to tell us about some of the things they've endured, some of the things they've been through, and how they've overcome and where their life is now. So, instead of getting distracted with this and that, we decided we'd change the layout a little bit, give them a little bit of freedom, give both of us freedom. I'm away from the dashboard, so
This is
yes,
nice right here. This is nice.
yes. So,
This was
how was your week, man?
my week was cool. What did I do? Worked. Nice.
You started a new job.
Started my new job. Yes. I can't say why I worked because they told me. But I really like it.
They heard about us.
Yeah. They're like, don't tell anybody you work here.
Right. Call centers love to hire us. Me
Man.
and Jasmine both work at a call center.
See?
We're both hosts,
Yeah.
and they love to hire because they know we talk to people all day. They've already heard our voice 1,000 times. So.
I'm like, yo, come on through.
Yep.
You know you can do this.
Right. Ooh, sorry, man.
So it was really cool. I was able to go to my son's basketball game today. It was the first one of the season I was actually able to make it to because they got kids playing like they are in the playoffs. Like, you know what I mean?
That is ridiculous. Sports are insane at this age.
So like they finally had a regular scheduled game like at 1 o'clock. You know what I mean? So I was able to make it. So that was cool. He threw up on the court, but it's straight.
He threw up.
Yeah, he threw up, but he kept it in. Like
He kept it in. What was the crowd like? Chew it back. Chew it back.
That's awful.
Yeah, like
My kids threw up at a really nice restaurant the night we got engaged on my birthday.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
They had the T-shirts on, didn't I see the?
Yeah, they got thrown up on
Congratulations.
shortly after that.
Good job, man.
good job, man.
Yeah, literally all over the cork and cow. It was super.
Oh,
Was this
goodness.
before or after the proposal?
After the proposal and the pictures, so that was all good.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
vomit. I don't know what it is with vomit this week.
I
Something
mean,
must
it's
be going
just-
around. I don't know.
And like, then he was back in the game like by the fourth quarter.
Oh my god.
Getting it, boy. Shake it.
I mean, getting it like,
I'm 10 pounds lighter.
yo, he felt amazing. I was like, all right, great.
He was jumping from the free throw line.
Yo, it was great.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate vomit.
How about you though? You have a good week?
I tackled some. Shout out to Chef Jules working on a.
Shout out.
Yeah, it's a mentorship program that she's
Yeah.
going to be doing in the summer.
That she talked about on the show. Y'all need to go check out her episode.
So we've been working on the production for that, and it's coming along good.
That's what's
So
up.
we should have something tomorrow afternoon. I'll say afternoon, not tomorrow morning.
That's what's up.
So
Cool.
Yeah.
Helping the community out, mentorship programs.
shout out to the Playmakers 7-on-7 football team. I worked with them today.
Okay.
So they got the pictures done and stuff. It was a nice group. It wasn't traditional. I expected to go out there and see guys in full pads and helmets.
Yeah.
No, with the 7-on-7 league, it's like a passing league, and like they, you can't run the ball or anything. Yeah, I've never. I'm gonna look it up. I've never seen it. I've never experienced it.
But I understand that though, if it's 7-on-7, you got a good running back. It's too much space.
Yeah, it's too much.
He could just shoot.
Yeah, but them guys, they had on just like jerseys, like rugby style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see what they're doing.
All right.
Yeah.
7-on-7, no pads.
That's 2 more people that's on the basketball court.
Yo, like I'm just like thinking about it, like
on each side. Yeah.
I would be violent in that game.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, rage out.
Bro, I would choose violence.
You only got to make it through 7 people.
That's it.
11
That's
is 7.
You gotta take me down?
Yeah. That's a cocaine rage.
Yo. I'm in the car putting a jersey on it. Alright.
No, I can take 5 of them.
I'm getting 40 points today.
Yeah. Yes. Okay,
so
let's reel it back. Let's reel it back.
Talk about our guest.
Yes. So, Danny, I guess let's just start from the beginning. Just kind of.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
What's the beginning?
The beginning.
I was birthed on January 26th, 1988. I was 33. It was a couple days ago. I'm just kidding. We won't go that far.
Okay.
Thank you.
Aquarius in the house. We're the most underrated sign.
I know.
Most underrated sign.
Powerful.
Thank you. That's why they didn't want to talk about us.
So let's see.
What was your first gig? Your first acting gig?
Well, wow, that is taking it back. I was 6,
Okay.
and I got discovered in the mall by an agent. I was walking with my mom, and she's like, "Your daughter is gorgeous. Like, I want to represent her." And my mom was like, "No." And she's like, "We'll take my card anyways." And like right away, I begged her, and my mom's like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
And so after a while of me begging, she got me into it.
You said that was age 6?
Yeah. I did some little things like commercials and stuff, and then I started doing like the movie Payback with Mel Gibson.
Who were you in Payback?
I just had a couple lines.
Well, who were you?
Just a schoolgirl.
What,
I didn't even have a name.
Like, but in what scene? I love this movie.
The schoolgirls are walking across
Yes.
in the movie Payback. They're all wearing uniforms
Yes.
and stuff, and I'm the last one that, has
That
the
was
line.
you?
Yeah, the tiny one. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Ridiculous, yeah.
That's
my big
cool.
debut. After that,
What a
I
good
did like
movie to be in.
oh yeah. I mean, it was cool. I have a picture with Mel Gibson and stuff, and it was one of like the first real big things I did.
Yeah.
And then Early Edition, the TV show, living in Chicago, I was a guest star on that. That was fun. And Kyle Chandler's gone on to be like big and huge and do all sorts of things.
It's always interesting for the people you work with before they blow up. You see them blow up, and you're just kind of like, maybe I should have did this a little bit more. Maybe that's the way I was.
Right? Yeah. You never know when you're gonna get your like actual big break.
Yeah.
It could be anything like dumb and little, but I moved out to LA when I was 16 years old with a guardian because my dad is now retired, but 911 police sergeant. My mom was a 911 dispatcher, all in Illinois. So neither could just leave and come with me. So my mom was like, if you get an agent and a manager, I'll get you a guardian. So let me out there for a couple weeks, got an agent and a manager, and like,
Who did they select to take over their child's life?
I mean, my mom paid good money.
Okay, gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
Like for us, black folks, we like, what was this uncle? Who was this guy?
There's no like family or anything, but
You just
I went
get
with my
guardians?
friend.
I'm gonna call you cousin Johnny.
You know, you
Pretty
got
much.
second cousin Ron to be down there. He wash cars. He got an extra couch.
It's not like that. It was like good money for a tiny little shack room to share with my friend. I swear, she paid like $1,500 a month for me to share a room. Like one tiny room in a house.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. But then once I turned 18, she was like, okay, when you turn 18, you pay your own rent, which she really didn't do until I was a little bit older than that because LA is ridiculously expensive. But then I went on to film a movie called The Seven, which is like a sci-fi chiller network movie that debuted. But at the same time as filming that, I also booked the role on To Catch a Predator as a decoy.
Yes.
So that's how that came about, and why my hair was chopped off, and why it was dyed black, and my bangs were cut off, and I looked heavier. Like they made me do all of that for the movie. So it worked for To Catch a Predator too. So I was simultaneously filming at that time between the two of them.
Damn, that's cool.
It all snapped into place when I finally met you face to face. Like when you came down those stairs, I was like, "Oh, okay, I get it. I get it now." You know what I mean? Because we had reached out to you And I was like, oh, she used to be on To Catch a Predator. I was like, that wasn't that long ago. Well, we were around
It was
the
pretty
same
long
age.
ago.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
Was it?
Yeah, like 15 years ago.
Was it 15 years
15 years, yeah.
I'm watching reruns, bro.
Yes. Oh, we got to get off the ID channel.
That's how I feel, though. I'm like 15 years and people are still talking about To Catch a Predator.
There's no
all
other
the
show
time.
like it, though.
Like, and it's true. I mean, it's one of a kind and it's real.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't think I've been approached more about anything else I've ever done, which is hilarious.
Because
than To Catch a Predator.
To Catch a Predator has been parodied. It's been talked about. It's no
It's
other show that's
mind-blowing.
even been made kind of like it. It's just
I know.
it's a standalone show, and then like you stand out in the show. Like you pretty much the star. Like
Which
Just a
is so
reoccurring role.
There's no other acting role like that where they're like, all right, you've got to make sure that you're in position 1, and they give you different positions, and they're like, here's your earpiece, and like they throw you to the wolves. You're like
Right.
position 1, position 2, and then they hand you a chat log, and they're like, read through it. Okay, mention weed and the bag of whatever, and go. And they're like, oh, they're at the door, and you're like, okay, run.
oh my goodness.
So the very first one was kind of nerve-wracking because I was like, what am I doing? But then it became like a huge game. Then it was like, okay, well, now that we're here, like we got to make it fun because or else you're gonna actually get freaked out because this is real life. Like this is not just like, hi, I'm an actor, you know. Oh, cut.
I'm reading
back
my
to position 1.
lines.
Like no.
This
This
is real.
is like real. You can't mess
This
up.
guy's about to get arrested after he was
Exactly. And you don't know what they have on them. Like
Right.
one guy had like a rope and like a machete or a gun or whatever in the trunk of his car. So you know he had other intentions.
Hell yeah.
And like there was a guy that worked for Nickelodeon.
Oh, wow.
There were just a bunch of
What's his name, Nick?
crazy ones.
No,
Was
it wasn't his name.
He was
Nick.
cute though.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing is like you don't realize that these guys are like. I remember sitting back and thinking, oh, that guy's really cute. But then you look at his chat log and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, what a
You should
weirdo.
crave this shit.
Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to accidentally end up with somebody like that. Like it's insane.
So how many episodes in before you were comfortable? Before you were like, all right, I can do this.
Well, we'll go by men more than episodes
Okay.
because it was split up into I think 3 episodes. Men wise, probably like 5 in.
Mm-hmm.
We all behind the scenes started making it into a game where we were like, there was an episode, not my episode, where one dude stripped and took his clothes off because that's what the chick told him to do.
Yes.
So like then it was just an ongoing joke. Who's gonna
Right.
make him take his clothes off?
Oh,
that sort
you
of
got
thing.
the side pie.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yep.
I got 20 on the
I
free
got
go.
20 on this, dude.
There was another decoy, Dan, but he was there for the men, like the men that came for a little boy versus,
Oh,
which he only
wow.
got one, but like still he was there the whole time with me. So it was like an ongoing game, and we'd joke, and it's the only way you survive
Exactly.
something
mentally.
that's scary.
Right.
Like you just have to shut down and be like, okay, I'm not getting hurt. This is real. But like I got hugged by 6 of them, which I guess is the record on To Catch a Predator.
Oh, wow.
Like nobody's ever been touched by
Did
one.
they give
except
you
for
a
me.
plaque?
Right? I deserve one.
Yes.
It was like the whole 6 foot social distancing rule before it was actually like a thing.
Wow.
Was like how we're supposed to be.
Yeah. So
But,
how did
like-
they end up hugging you? Like,
So
how does it happen?
I'm like a daredevil, and I'm like the type that's like I'm competitive. So I'm like I'm gonna get him this interview here, and we're gonna like get him real comfortable, right? So like as I'm getting too close, I hear in my ear they're like, back up!
Yeah.
He's going in for a hug. Every time they're like, why do you get so close? But I'm like, I feel like they feel weird if you're like just
Yeah.
backing up as they're walking towards you.
Those
like
flags are going
I don't
off
know
like-
exactly. I'm like, but if I do that, then they think I'm like freaked out, and they're gonna freak out too. I don't know.
Right.
So yeah, and then one went in for a kiss, and he was there holding his Subway sandwich that I didn't even get to keep.
Oh,
By
you
the
got
way.
Jared. You busted Jared.
I mean, I
That's not
guess
fair.
in all fairness, it could have been poisoned or something.
That's
but
true. That's
still, it felt like
Was it
I
Luca
should have at least done
Magnotta?
that.
He poisoned the wine.
Yes.
Knock the guy out. Sorry.
See, we don't know. We don't know what was in the
Right.
sandwich.
Don't
We
you
know
eat
if
that
they
cold
tested
cut.
Man.
You know, once the police figured out there was nothing in it, though. It was
They ate that shit. They ate that. You bought a Subway sandwich for it? What a freak. You got good taste, so you put banana peppers on it, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, he brought a whole Subway sandwich, and that one was creepy, and I'll never forget, because he was coming for an 11-year-old girl, and he had an 11-year-old daughter.
Oh.
So, like,
Whoa.
for me, like, that one, I had to step back and kind of be like, I wonder what's happening in his house. Like,
Yeah.
not only with his own daughter, but, like, his daughter who probably has sleepovers,
Friends.
who
Yes.
has friends over,
Mm-hmm.
and, like, it makes you think now, which then I wasn't a parent, but now you know, I have 4 kids of my own, and I'm like, that makes me really question, like, who do I know
Sleepovers
that
and
they're,
shit.
like,
With my
sleeping
daughter-
over with.
When my daughter has friends come stay over, if the parents don't come in, I'm like, what the fuck was that? You
Yeah.
know, you just dropped.
Shady parents right there.
You
Yes.
just dropped your parent. You just dropped your kids off with, you know, at a guy's house.
That's it.
And you didn't even
Yeah.
go in. I could have had bodies hanging through the door. Like, all you had to do was walk. And,
Oh no, my mom walked herself in with me. It was so embarrassing, even when I was in like 8th grade,
Yeah.
9th grade, because she, like said, she's a dispatcher. So she's like, oh hell no, I don't care what you think.
Right.
You're not going to the sleepover.
Right.
So she would walk herself in, ask all these questions.
sit down
be
and
like,
have a
here's
drink
my
with
number.
them. Yeah, that's what mine was. My
I'm
dad,
like, whew.
he would bring a drink. Or say he'd sit down and have a drink with you as the other parent. Man, it would be 10 o'clock at night. I come out there, he's still out there talking to him, and I'm like, I never got it. I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I planned it. I mean, at this point, I'm like, your friends are who I pick your friends are right now because
Right.
I like their parents and I know their parents.
That's it.
So that's about what
That's
it is.
it. All of my son's friends are just the children of my friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there it is.
Well, I know too much now. Like, I've seen too much. I'm like,
So what's the scariest that like you felt like oh wow, this is real like this is like you have an earpiece and then you know that people are watching, you know that like it's safeguards, but what's the like a
See, there
moment where
weren't-
you're just like
this is the thing. It's not
Oh,
as safe
wow.
as what you necessarily think because the volunteers are in the other room. You're by yourself in this room. Chris Hansen's behind you somewhere waiting for the queue, and then they're walking in. So for a little bit, you're by yourself.
Yeah.
And if you've got a gun, I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Ain't
nobody's
nobody in
gonna-
that room
Exactly.
fast enough.
But
yeah.
like, I do know that everybody would rush in a
Right.
heartbeat
Right.
and put their lives in front of me. But is it quick enough? No. The police were outside in a trailer.
yeah.
So basically, I would say the scariest thing for me, this is funny. So they put me in a blonde wig.
Wow, I'd want to see that.
I look
picture.
really good as a blonde. No.
Oh.
My daughter's blonde, but no.
Yeah.
Actually, 3 of mine are blonde. It's weird. But they had me out in a park because he
That's
wasn't
awesome.
meeting at the house, and I was supposed to be running away with him. And like, to me, the whole scenario was freaky.
Right.
The whole-
Well, he's supposed to pull up in one car. He ends up going and renting a car to
Mm.
pull up in. And so we didn't know when he was coming. And so all of a sudden he's there.
Wow.
And they're screaming at me like, oh, he's closer than we thought, da da da. And
Right.
he starts talking to me. And like, he's close. Like, he's closer than what he should be because
Right.
the whole point of this was to stay far away. Because
Right.
like, we don't trust you, you get too close. So I've got my backpack and stuff, supposed to be running away with this guy. And there he is from behind because nobody knew he pulled up because he came in a rental car.
Right.
So like,
Are you
they had
smarter
to
than a
snap
child
on that.
molester?
Yo.
Yeah.
They had
Yo.
to like jump in on that fast. There
Right.
wasn't a whole lot I had to do but like yell to him. But
Hey.
I mean, I was supposed to stay far away because the blonde wig and stuff anyways. Because I mean, seriously, who's going to believe I'm blonde? And when they do that, they either, because they use different people's pictures, they'll do the like whatever color wig or something and also like a wrap towel over your head. So I don't think that either of those things hid the fact that I'm half Asian and have dark hair.
Right. Right.
But you know, who's being particular?
Right.
Obviously, they didn't care. But yeah, he ended up getting arrested. But I remember thinking, like, holy crap, anything could have happened in
Yeah.
those moments. Like, he could have,
Yeah.
like, if he would have run full speed, like, taken me to the ground, yeah, there would have been police around and stuff. But would it have been fast enough?
Right.
I don't know. Those are things you can't
You would've
predict.
got a rental car.
Yeah,
Right. He
it's
was
like
he was like, man, this could be, this could be a setup. Let me go get this car.
Well,
she
that's what I
buckled.
think. Is he thought it was possibly
A
a setup, so he wanted to make sure he didn't like completely implicate himself from the beginning.
Right.
Other than
So that was
showing
scary.
the face.
That
So
was like,
that
oh my goodness, I
sounds
might
like-
die.
Let's
Yeah.
change gears here for a minute.
Yep.
Now, with all of this, with you going through all of this with the To Catch a Predator, acting, all of these different things, I mean, it didn't prepare you for some things you were getting ready to go through.
No, not at all. And what's funny is Los Angeles is like a huge eye opener. Just living there is like a very sobering place to live.
Okay.
Like you see so many homeless people, so many people that have serious mental health issues. Like, I mean, when you walk down the street, you adapt to the fact that there are just crazy people and you don't get scared by it. You learn that this is just life in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Whereas here, I had to adjust to like, oh, that might actually be dangerous because it's not like the
It's not
everyday
normal.
norm
Yeah,
here,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so weirdly, To Catch a Predator kind of ties into all of that for me. I met my now ex-husband after filming To Catch a Predator, maybe a year or so, in Long Beach, which is exactly where we filmed, and I met him online.
Oh.
All right. I mean,
Right,
okay.
yeah.
Did you ignore all of the
Everything. And my
I
mom
don't know
and
how
my
that looked on
dad.
camera, but I know my face
Right?
went.
Yeah, like,
My mom and my dad working for 911. And
Wow.
I still went and I met him at his house
What's
in Long
going
Beach.
on? What's going on? How old were you at this
you
point?
know, you ain't got too comfortable
It
doing
really
your
doesn't
job.
matter, right? Like,
Yeah.
it is.
She, in the back of her head, she still knew, like, there's a trailer of cops.
Right.
The funniest part about all this is I was reassuring him that I wasn't setting him up while I'm driving to his house in Long Beach.
Oh.
Because he had seen and known about To Catch a Predator, and same with his brother was totally into it. So I'm over there like, I swear I'm not a 50-year-old or
Right.
something.
This
I'm
is not a gig. This is-
ridiculous. And
It is
I'm
really
like, and
weird.
I'm not worried for myself at all because that makes sense.
Right.
Oh my
So we
goodness.
show up. It turned out fine in that aspect. And we ended up getting engaged, moving to Tennessee, and then getting married.
Oh, this went down here.
Did, yeah.
Oh, so you get to learn about our wonderful police force that reacts so well here
Oh,
versus
gosh. It's
LA.
ridiculous.
Anyways, go ahead. That's a
But,
whole nother episode.
I mean, really, if it did go wrong, like the headline of To Catch a Predator, Decoy Dies by Predator would have been.
Oh,
Just saying.
full circle.
Anyways, yeah.
That
I always
is
thought that in my
what
head.
I'm
I was
saying.
like, that would be a really cool headline.
That
At
is.
least I went out like the
Right.
bang.
You get cool points, buddy.
Right?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
not?
She did what?
I guess maybe that was like that should have been a sign to me that things weren't gonna end well. But we dated for 3 years before we got married, and we got married in Illinois, but we're living in Tennessee at the time.
Okay.
And as soon as we got married, about a month, and we got pregnant with our oldest son.
Okay.
Shortly into that, I was about 8 months pregnant. I found on his phone that he was sexting with a woman on Craigslist.
Of the phone.
Of age?
Yes.
Okay, just
Yeah.
checking. Just
There was
checking.
no- as far as I know, there was no underage. I
Okay,
can't
good,
say
good,
for
good.
certain, but I'm pretty sure.
Is this
On
shit rolling
Craigslist.
back?
It
on you?
is. It's like
I
all
thought so,
over the
but
place.
I apologize.
No, I'm going for a ride over here.
I don't know. I never knew there was a leveling problem until right now.
I'm just like small.
I'm gonna grab. There you go. Go ahead.
But he was talking to a woman on Craigslist?
Yes.
That's desperation.
And was saying, "You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen."
To a woman on Craigslist?
Yeah, well, I'm pregnant, and it said
And
something
that's
like,
the
"Do you
double
have
whammy.
a?"
That's the
yeah.
double. You can't look. Even if you're a cheater, you can't cheat while she's pregnant. Okay, you can't cheat while she's pregnant, and you can't cheat while she's working and you're not.
Oh, it gets so
Those
much
are the
better
two.
though.
Yeah.
Even if you're a cheater, you don't cheat with someone off Craigslist.
Right.
One thing.
Yeah, it was weird. Craigslist of all
It's
places.
so like because think something with women is if they find out that you're cheating on them and then they see that it was like a ugly ass woman or like a weird situation, it's like
Yeah, it's the double whammy.
it's like
The double
Craigslist is where you went.
Right.
I mean, you should see who he's with now.
No, we're not gonna get there.
Anyways,
Let's
She's
progress.
hideous.
Let's progress.
I'll say it for you.
So I found that out, and I confronted him. I was super devastated, and it's not a coincidence that just a couple days later my water broke. I went to labor a month
I think it was
early.
stress.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I went into labor a month early.
Yeah.
But like at that point we had a new baby, so I was like, we're gonna have to move along.
Yeah.
Like this can't happen again. Couple months later, went to Atlanta for acting, and I stayed with my mom, and he didn't realize, he'd connected his messages from his phone to the iPad that I took. And I'm seeing, are you still interested in this threesome?
Oh!
And I was like, my mom was sitting next to me when I read that, and she saw my face, and she looks at the iPad, and she's like, what? And I'm like, oh my gosh. So like, I'm like FaceTiming him at this point, like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm in my boxers at home, I swear, and I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? And I'm watching these messages happen, and he's like, it was all talk, da da da. Our son was a few months old, our oldest son at the time.
You don't have to settle down.
No, that's the thing.
Yeah, you don't have to settle down. I totally get it.
So were you seeing messages still pop up while you're FaceTiming?
No, that like right before he answered, there were still messages.
Oh,
going
okay.
on. And something about like donating his sperm, and they were lesbians. It was a very strange situation. I don't even understand it.
Wow.
But stupid me, I went on to be like, well, we need to get counseling or something. Something
Right.
needs to happen.
That's not stupid.
You
True,
know?
that's,
Well, I
those are the
mean,
regular steps for a marriage to try
I
to.
guess, but like,
Yeah.
I want to say that, you know, once, still not acceptable, but twice is really like, you're really pushing the line of
Shame
like
on you,
doing,
shame on
yeah.
Yeah.
So then,
It's
that's
still
where,
mature then to do the counseling.
I mean,
part.
that's the thing. To me, vows are vows. Like,
Because
you are
people
gonna
tap out
try.
on marriages right
Yeah.
now, like they're dating.
Exactly. And we had kids
Just
at that
as
point.
fast as you can change your status on
On
Facebook, is how
And
fast
I don't
you-
know how
Yeah.
people do that though, because I
It
I
blows
don't
my
know.
mind.
Options. Some people can't handle options. Like some people, you can be like, "Hey, do you want macaroni? Do you want greens? Or do you want mashed potatoes?" And they'll be like, "Okay, I want greens." But some people, if you put them options out there, like,
Yeah.
oh, yes.
Those people shouldn't get married.
Right.
You know, like I don't know, but I found that, and that's where the abuse started. That's where like once he started getting caught, and I don't even know if it was necessarily getting caught as much as it was doing it more and feeling guilty, which I don't know if actually like narcissists are capable of guilt. It's kind of what I'm learning.
Good question.
But then you have to decide if it's a narcissist or a sociopath.
Well, he was.
What's the
We'll
difference?
say he's definitely a narcissist. I can't.
What is a
say.
sociopath? Like the
I'd have to pull it up, man, and I am not
I
near
feel
my
it.
computer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say.
I've been called that a couple times.
Sociopath.
Yeah.
Ooh, buddy.
It's
That's a strong word.
It's from women that don't know the definition. They just
You feel that's what you feel?
Maybe I need to move.
They
on
don't.
to that.
They
they don't know the definition. Like I always ask, like, what's that supposed to mean?
So what do you
I
mean?
You're
It's just a word.
Yeah.
I mean, people throw out narcissist a lot too.
Yes,
But I
it
mean,
is
in the
already.
legitimate sense of the word, I don't know if like
That's
guilt is actually, or if
Do
what
that.
I don't know.
Guilt.
But like emotional
I'm gonna
abuse
Google that.
really like started hitting the wall at that point, which we had
Right.
already been rocky with that. Like he was emotionally abusive. And then our second son came along, and I had found out that with this woman on Craigslist, back to, you know, when I was pregnant,
Full circle.
he actually had met with her. And according to him, kissed her. I don't believe that at this point. Like,
Right.
there was more if you went that far, but at the time I wanted to believe it. Regardless, he got angry at me for basically being nosy and
Right.
catching him in these things. So that
Right.
was the first time that he broke my ribs.
Okay, so hold on. Because we can't just jump in and, you know, hey, he got angry with me and he broke my ribs.
Yes.
So
I
how-
looked it up though real quick.
Okay,
before we-
go ahead.
I just googled, can narcissists feel guilt? Some narcissist individuals tend to report a reduced ability to feel guilt and no empathy. So I guess
So yeah,
if they can't see where you coming from, so I guess they can, but they really don't even want to.
But they don't care. They just don't
Right.
care.
yeah,
right?
it's just
Yeah.
a matter of
Even
not-
the guilt part doesn't come with a care behind it.
Right,
It's
right.
like,
Just
I
going
should
through
have
the
done it.
roles.
I feel like they care if it benefits themselves in some
Yes.
way. If there's something in it for them,
To care about.
then
They care they
if
got
you're a
caught.
part of that, then you you get brought along with it, but if it's not something that's going to benefit them, you're just not, you know. But yeah, he had anger issues, and I knew that from the beginning. And it didn't just start with, boom, my ribs were broken. It started with small things, like, oh, hey, I got shoved into the wall, or I got grabbed by my neck. You know what I mean? Like, and I hate saying little because it's not little. Like, I say that, and I don't mean that, and it's an acceptable thing at all.
It's
For our viewers,
the peak of what you're going through, so that is the
little.
You have to understand, viewers, okay? For our viewers, me and Dani are sitting side by side. She's not in the back over here. Like, what are you? I would say you're 96 pounds.
Thereabouts.
well, for real.
4'10". Yeah, I'm 4'10". I'm not even 5 feet. It doesn't take much. I'm strong. Okay.
No,
Don't
I'm
get
not
me wrong,
saying
I'm
that.
strong. I'm
But
just
for a man,
yeah, it wouldn't be hard.
like, what's a good way to put this? For a man to just, decide he's gonna just start beating up this woman, like, this woman poses no threat to anybody that's a full-grown man.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you have a gun or a knife, or you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You have no reason
To
attack this woman. Like, look at this. Look at this on the screen. I feel like we're not even human again. Look at me.
Child-sized over here.
Like, I peek over to the monitor to see what we look like, and I'm like, it looks like she's way back there, but she's not way back there.
Yeah, it always I don't want to say always, I can't speak for other people's stories, but
Right.
from what,
Testing the waters.
Yeah, a majority, it starts out small because it has to lead to something. And of course, I didn't marry an abusive man, so when we married, he wasn't abusive.
Right.
Like, that's not something that, like, and I know a lot of people are like, if he did this, I would leave. You don't
different.
know. Like, it's not a,
Right. It's
oh my
different when
gosh,
the
she's
first
so
sign
dumb.
is while you're pregnant.
Exactly.
The first thing is while we're
Yeah.
about to make a life, you have to.
You have to keep trying.
And it's
Yes.
not like you guys jumped into it either.
No, we had been together for 3 years
3
before we got married.
years. You're
Yeah.
pretty vested after 3 years in a relationship.
And we had
3 years.
saved ourselves for marriage. I did. I can't speak for him now because obviously I don't know the situation looking back.
How
now.
old were you guys?
I was 23 and he was 22 when we got married.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah, we were married 9 years.
wow, you guys, you did everything the way it was written to be done.
And that's the thing is, like, I put so much into my marriage and into, like, our kids because you don't want your kids to be affected. But at the same time, there's this huge thing that people don't understand about, like, domestic violence, and that's the trauma bond.
Right.
Like, nobody talks about it. But it's the same as, it's essentially Stockholm syndrome.
Right.
It's the same thing as, like, if you kidnap somebody off the street and you hold them captive, like, eventually over time you build some sort of connection and relationship. Well, if you think about it with, like, an already married couple, there's already that love, there's already that intimacy, so you're not even having to gain all of that with the person.
Right.
So it just goes deeper, like, than just love. It's like this, you're so connected to that person that you want to make it work. So every little thing it becomes a boundary. If he does this, then I'm definitely gone. Then that boundary hits and you're like, but we're married and he agreed to go to counseling. Like, what if this is rock bottom? So I can't just give up now.
Right.
So that's what I did. We had our second child. That happened. We went to counseling. Well, that counselor, once she found out that he broke my ribs, was like, we're not doing this in the same room together. He needs to go see somebody else. I'm sticking with you. I'll be your counselor.
Okay.
So I continued with her. And then the swinger website started.
Oh, wow.
Then I started finding...
Swinger websites.
Yeah, I didn't know that was an actual thing, but then
Yeah,
I
you
started
just
finding
informed me.
swinger websites that he was literally hooking up with other couples, and I didn't know meeting with other couples at the time, but I knew he was sexting other couples by text messages and finding nude pictures and things, down to the point where the day that our daughter was born, the day that she was born, and I was in labor with our first daughter, he was sexting somebody
Oh, wow.
and
Wow.
getting nude pictures from her as I'm in labor. Like
Wow.
it was like a
That's
whole
a-
other level, but
that's
I
a
didn't know it at
nympho
that
also.
time.
Yeah, that's several couple
That's a few
issues.
things.
Yeah.
There's a few things.
But see, I didn't know it then. I didn't know that then. That wasn't something until I found out till later and looked at the date on his phone and went,
Oh wow.
what?
And then you like linked
how?
up the
Yeah.
date, time.
And I'm like, that's our daughter's birthday.
See, we had to talk about how a lot of guys are taking like their video game systems to the hospitals now and playing video
I mean,
games.
that does not shock me like
That's
one
crazy,
single
yeah.
bit.
You know how many pictures we seen of people playing NBA 2K while
So wrong.
they're in the bed over there?
No.
In the
So
hospital.
which
No.
one is worse? The receiving nudes or the playing the 2K?
Receiving nudes.
Receiving the nudes.
Receiving
I
Okay,
mean, I
Okay,
feel
just
like, yeah,
checking.
that's kind of next level. I
Yeah.
definitely, and like what's funny is
Playing
we
the
have,
2K just means you don't want to be associated with what's going
it's
on.
true.
Maybe, but then, okay, where do you rank next to the 2K? You know, like, would you rather feel, well, you know, he was receiving nudes, you know, naked body, another person, you know, or like, oh, he wasn't paying attention for digital stuff.
But I feel like that can be excused as being like a total dude. Like,
Yeah, he's just.
Yeah.
I think that the other is like past insensitive.
Oh, yeah.
Like this
It's
time
all
around
insensitive.
with my fiance, I was like, if I ever get pregnant or whatever, we're doing it at home in the water.
Oh, yeah?
Home birth. And I'm
Yes.
gonna be watching you
My
on your
next one's
phone.
gonna be.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah.
I'm
But
not
we
meant
have
for that.
babies all the not we. They. I'm not on that boat, but like the way that babies are birthed is like completely wrong, anyways.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
know.
exactly. That's
Right.
exactly it.
Well,
like,
most
it's
people
wrong.
birth babies. I mean, most cultures they birth babies, like they were standing
They
up.
stand up. That's the way
Yeah,
to do
they
it.
stand up. and
Well, how
squat.
are you supposed to deliver a baby, gravity pushing down, while you're laying on your back? It's pushing into your back. That's not
Yes,
comfortable.
Exactly.
If you stand up, there's no need for epidural. Which
So yeah, I haven't had one with the last two. So why even birth in the hospital?
they boom.
Yeah,
Like,
why
you
not?
think-
Yeah, see, why birth in the
Yes.
hospital if you
All
don't
right,
make
now we
epidural?
can wait. We're going
Yeah,
all
yeah.
holistic.
Anyways.
Really wait.
So we've passed the broken ribs. We've went on to the second child being born, and now he has
The third child.
was it the
Yeah,
third child?
yeah.
Excuse me, the third child, and he's brought in his infidelity into the hospital, basically.
Yeah. And now we're like, now I feel like this is
He's
where we
way
started
too
like crossing lines into like the lines were already crossed.
But that
But
was-
like, I mean, going further with it where it's like just another step up. And like the thing is, I'm at fault for allowing that because I showed that no matter what you've done,
I'm here.
I'm taking you back and I'm still here. And that was the thing is, the dumb part about the things I did was if he would leave, I would call him sobbing and begging to come back. Like, please don't leave me. Please don't
that
leave
was a
me.
codependency issue you were
Yes,
battling.
yeah. And that's a big
versus-
part of trauma bond is there's a codependent one, and that's
Exactly.
exactly who I was the person like, please don't leave me. I don't know what I would do without you. Like, how am I
Right.
going to raise these kids without you?
Wow.
Well, then we got pregnant again unexpectedly shortly after that. And like at
Was
this
he
point,
happy about that?
Yeah, how was
you
he
know
as
what,
a
I
father?
don't even know.
Was he an okay father?
He was on his phone the whole time.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And now I know why, but like at
Right.
the time, like that was one thing that our kids would always say is like, "Daddy's on the phone again." Like,
Yeah.
and I thought it was always like stupid games, you know, like the
Yeah.
dudes in their video games. He liked his phone in his game. So, and I don't think a marriage is worth having if I have to sit there and be your mom and be up your butt and be like, "What you doing on your phone? Give me your
Right.
phone." Da da da.
Right.
Like, that's not the way I want to live. I have 4 kids now, but 3 kids then. And it just wasn't worth it. So we went on and we were done having kids and then got pregnant unexpectedly with a 4th child. And at this point, the abuse was really not good. Like, we were in a really unhealthy place. Like, it was like
How old
nonstop
were you?
emotional abuse. By the 4th, I was almost 30 at that point. And like,
Okay.
at this point, I started to kind of fight back. Not fight back physically, but in the sense of like, I would call him out on it.
Right.
Like, he's
Well-
like, "You're a fucking psycho bitch, and you're this, and you're that." And I was finally like, I'd start recording it. And then if I got caught, it was like a whole world of problems. But
Right.
like, then it became issues in the bed. Like,
It can
sexually.
drive you to fight back.
Yeah.
And like I've been with somebody who was very physically abusive. Luckily I had roommates that were there as witnesses at all times,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And you as a man, you're only gonna take getting punched in the face so many times.
Yeah, see, I never had the urge to like
I was
fight
gonna.
back.
So is that because of the trauma bond? Like you never
I
thought about
think-
shooting?
I don't think it was a trauma bond. I don't think I was at that. And I'm telling you, to this day, I have not had anger towards him in
For
that
real?
way. So I don't
'Cause I
know if
always
it's just
get
me. I'm
confused.
broken. We've discussed this. Like all my friends and I have discussed this. Like I'm emotionally broken. I don't know how to have emotions outside of like being happy and stuff. Or I do, but I'm like very internal about it. Like
Yeah.
after my divorce, I didn't like sob and cry for days and months and stuff. Like I was like, I gotta do life. I gotta do this. I gotta
Yeah.
do that. But you hit a point of breaking, of course. But I think at that point, I was like, if I fight back, I'm gonna get hurt more. If I fight back, I'm giving him more of a reason to get angry. And maybe if I just stand here and take it, it'll be done faster, you know, that sort of thing. And like then it became more sexual. Then it was like in the bed if he came home and he wanted it and I said no, like no wasn't really
No.
acceptable.
Right.
Like you're my wife, you don't get to say that. Or we'd go to bed, but I'd wake up 1 or 2 in the morning and he's on top of me. Like it just
Right.
and it at that point I was a photographer running my own business, so there were periods of time that are really busy.
Right.
So he wasn't accepting of that, but he wanted me to make money, but wasn't accepting of that. And like he was a mailman at the time, so he also had the same busy season of like Christmas season to go through.
Right.
So we got pregnant with our 4th, who was actually a little girl, and made it to 16 weeks with her before unexpectedly I lost her, which we still don't know why. But you know, it was a rough go around with that. So, but after that, like I was so devastated. He seemed like he grieved for like a week maybe, and he was supportive, and then it was
Back
like
to
the switch
it.
went off. He was like, okay, you should be over this by now. Like a lot of times it would be like if I started crying or got emotional, or like if I was sick, if I cried, if I anything other than happy, it was get your fucking big girl pants on and get your fucking stuff done. Like you're ridiculous, you're a fucking adult, like stop crying. It was always, even in our divorce, like if I've cried over like the kids or whatever, he's like, stop with the bullshit, stop fucking crying, you're being a drama queen. Like it's always, there's like no crying, you're not
No
allowed to
empathy.
cry. Yeah, like no, do not cry. Crying made him mad. So
No
like
empathy.
I guess I just learned you don't cry. And I'm half Asian. I mean the Asian culture is super like,
No cry.
don't cry.
No.
And-
Yeah. I was thinking about that when
Yeah.
you said you were sitting with your
Well, I was
mother. I was
raised-
like, I can't imagine with that. I'd rather been sitting with Bertha.
I was raised with my white mom. So my mom is white, my dad is Japanese.
Got you.
So-
Okay.
Japanese. Yeah, definitely no cry.
No cry.
We come
don't
from fucking
cry.
samurais. You think we cry?
I don't cry when I like break things and stuff because I legit am like, nope, tough, I don't cry.
Don't cry.
But yeah, so we went through that, went through losing her, and I think everything spiraled from that point. Like then it was just bad. We got pregnant with our actual living 4th child, our son, a month later after losing Aylin, our daughter, and then had him, and everything kind of fell apart. Like he would say he was working 16-hour days and all of this stuff, and it didn't add up.
Right.
My best friend's husband works at the post office too, and she's over there going, "You can't be working those kinds of hours. There's no way."
Right.
Like,
They're not,
it
number
doesn't
one, they're
matter.
not paying
There's
that money out.
federal or not. There's no way he's making that much money.
Yeah.
And like working that many hours and all of this stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, but cars are being repossessed. Like he's no longer paying the mortgage. My mom was paying the mortgage.
Oh,
like
wow.
all of this crazy stuff happening, and I'm going, where's our money going? What is happening? Like
Right. You're working these hours.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like busy doing photography, and he at the time was controlling all of our finances.
Right.
I didn't have any access to logging into things, and he was controlling my business and everything that came in and out of my business accounts, like business into personal, which was dumb of me. But again, I trusted him. So at this point, our
Love and
son,
trust.
yeah, our last son was about 11 months old, and he goes off to a Halloween party. And the one thing I said to him was, please just don't get trashed. Like, we
Right.
have 4 kids at home, 2 were in our bed. They were 11 months and almost 3, or 11 months and 3. And I was like, just please don't. And he's like, yeah, it's fine, I promise I won't. like 2 o'clock in the morning, the bedroom door swings open and all I hear is vomit.
Oh.
All over the house, like all over the room. Our 2 kids are sleeping next to me, and I was furious. Like, that's when I lost my mind. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, how could you come home like that with 4 kids at home? This is not a fraternity. You are not in college. Like,
Right.
we are far past this point where this is acceptable. He's like stumbling all over the place. I literally grabbed him a carpet cleaner and I'm like, do it, clean it. I'm not touching it, because I was pissed at this point. And so while he's doing that, I grab his phone because I'm like, something's going on, because this doesn't happen. He wasn't a big drinker. I'm
Right.
like, this doesn't happen unless something's going on otherwise. So I grab his phone and there's a passcode, which we had always agreed in our house, 0 passcodes.
Right.
We have access to everything. So then I'm like, okay, something's really going on.
Definitely.
So I'm like, what's your passcode? He's like, give it to me, I'll do it, whatever. So I hand it to him, he sticks it in his pocket. And I'm like, seriously? So he cleans it up a little more and he's done. He's so drunk. He puts it down, puts it back down, over by me. And so then I'm like, okay, what's your passcode? He's like, here, give it to me. I'm like, no. Just give me your passcode. Well, finally, I'm like just trying to do it. And he like throws himself at me, falls on our daughter. Our daughter wakes up screaming that daddy hurt her. And then our son pops up. He's crying because she's crying.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, I'm like, this is not ending well. They can't see him like this. Like, he's going to accidentally hurt them. So I grabbed the phone and I ran out the door, went down our basement stairs, which leads to like our garage and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh shoot, he leaves his keys in the car. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and he can go drive drunk or anything.
Right.
So my thought was, go down there, get the keys, whatever. He'll follow me because I have his phone. Well, instead, I wasn't thinking about the fact that he would pummel me from behind down the stairs. So he ended up throwing me down the stairs. And at that point, I handed him his phone and I'm like, take
Forget
your
it.
phone.
It's not even
We're
worth
done. And so I just locked the door and called the police and was like, this is what's going on. This is the first and only time I called the police.
Oh, wow.
Out of probably, I don't want to put a number on how many incidents of physical abuse there was that I could have called the police, but
Let me
that was
ask,
it.
What do you feel like he was chasing some sort of high that he had reached? Because a lot of people, when they cheat like that and they consistently looking for, messaging people, they're chasing a high. Yeah, there's some sort of slow.
I've never known.
I wish I had a piece of wood to stick there. I never noticed either.
It's a sex addiction. Like, there truly is some sort of.
Do you think he was having that much sex? Or
Oh,
do you
just
think-
wait. We're not there yet.
Okay.
we're not
I was
there
gonna
yet.
say, is he having that much sex, or is he enjoying chasing the sex? Because both of them are
Both.
addictions.
I'm sure it's both. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's absolutely both. But at this point, the police come and like I had called simply because I was like, I don't want him to drive drunk and hurt someone. I don't know where he's at right now.
Right.
So they go and find him and then look at me and they see the marks all over me. And they're like, no, did he do this? And I was like, yes. This is where the police go wrong and should never ask people in this way. Knowing that this is probably somebody who, this isn't the first incidence of like being hurt, the police look at me and go, now did he choke you? Like, put his hands around your neck and choke you, or did he just grab your neck? Because if he choked you, it's a felony. If he just put his hands on your neck, it's a misdemeanor.
What?
I mean,
At
like
the house,
literally,
like the night of.
yeah, literally in that position.
Who the fuck?
I didn't even have a second to process what was going on. And I'm this person who's been in this abusive marriage, trauma bonded. Again, this is like huge. If you don't know the word trauma bond, you need to know it, because like this is exactly why people stay in abusive marriages. It's not
Because I've been
love,
wondering
it's trauma.
like, what it is. Like, because I have a lot of female friends,
Mm-hmm.
and sadly, most of them have been in an abusive relationship at some point in their life.
Yeah.
And I always end up asking like the same question at some point, like, so you just never thought about stabbing him while he was asleep?
No.
Like, it's just always my.
No, you love him. You still, because you get these tiny glimpses.
Might be a sociopath.
Oh.
Because I'm definitely gonna hit you.
Yes.
Well, you get the tiny glimpses of who they were. Like,
Right.
they're like, even these tiniest moments for some reason make up for all of these.
Right. And
Awful
then,
things.
okay, I'm gonna say some really sexist, blunt stuff here, but a lot of women like project guys, like
I
projects.
can build him and fix him.
Yes, I can
work
build
on
him. Not
Yeah.
saying not
Yeah.
saying every woman. You know what I'm saying? Not relating that to
Yeah.
your situation, But a lot, you know what I mean.
He's gonna change for me eventually.
Yeah, so we're gonna work on this, and this is gonna be, you know.
In my mind, even with everything he had done, I was not getting a divorce. In that moment, I told them misdemeanor. He actually choked me, but I told them it was his hand because. For what if I want to save my marriage? Well, making sure it's a felony together. Pretty much ensures that that's not going to happen.
Destroys
and then,
everything.
You know, he's going to jail already, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I lose my marriage? It's a misdemeanor. Like, I'm worried about my marriage at this point after everything that's happened is ridiculous. The next day, he called me from jail, and he is like, I need you to bail me out if my dad can't. And I'm like, well, what was on your phone? And he's like, I don't know. I was like, bye.
Click.
And he was like, no, wait. I had a one-night stand with somebody 2 weeks ago from a swinger website.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, okay. I brought him back. I let him come back after the state put an order of protection. I testified for him. This is the example of domestic violence. I testified for him so he could come home.
I've never been in love. I'm realizing that now.
I testified for him and had him come home.
I don't know what that emotion feels like.
He continued to sleep with her. It was a full-blown affair that I didn't know involved threesomes. Her ex-husband, who's deployed to Italy, is the one that ended up calling me eventually.
So he was a Jody.
Yeah, he didn't know what was going on, and then she had a fiance.
I think she knows Jody.
Do you know the term Jody?
I do.
Jody is the man that is back home sleeping with your wife while you're deployed.
That's what, yeah.
He was
So
Jody.
she had a fiance and it was like fiance, I guess my ex-husband would be her boyfriend. And her
she was
husband,
doing the most.
Yeah, and her
Yes.
husband over deployed in Italy.
Wow.
It was a whole mess of things.
So they're both cheating.
And
with
she
each
was
other.
getting, I guess she was,
She's
we don't know the whole
double
story.
time cheating. She got the
But she was
fiance, the husband, and the boyfriend.
And well, we don't know if she was actually divorced or not because like
She
they had
wasn't.
gotten a divorce, but then they were supposed to get remarried or something. But then all over their Facebook says divorced, and there's pictures of them together. It's very strange.
Yeah.
But so ultimately, I brought him back.
We call that a thought where I come from.
Yeah.
Sounds like thought.
Yeah, I brought him back into my house and got a call from the ex-husband or husband or whatever that about everything, that he was still seeing her, that all this, he sent me call logs, everything like that. That's what ended my marriage. That was the point where I decided to file for divorce. Nothing else.
Affair.
Because
Not the
he was in
abuse,
love
the
with
affair.
her. Because he was in love with her, and I knew that was the point that I could do nothing about. Everything else, I was like, if I do this, if I change this, if I just did this, if I did this better, if I had more sex with him. Because he could look me in the face right now in this moment and tell me, I had an affair because you weren't enough. You didn't give me enough attention. You spent too much time with the kids. Like, you didn't do enough for me. You weren't a good enough wife. At the end of the day, everything was about what I didn't do as a wife, as whatever. And everything I tried to do, it still didn't save my marriage.
Right.
And then I found out there were like multiple other women, like 20 other women.
It's crazy. Once you
STDs.
get divorced.
Wait, STDs on his part? He got an STD?
He got, I don't know if I got one, so
Wow.
yeah.
I've never cared about anybody this much. I would stab him in his sleep.
Yeah.
That just
he's-
seems like too fucking. The
So
disrespect
it gets
level
even better. It gets
is
even better
unbelievable.
because I filed for divorce in March. It took me a whole month till I get up the courage to actually do it, but I let him sleep on the couch after that.
Oh, wow.
And because I was like, I'm not gonna put him out in the winter when it's cold, Like
Wow.
he is still my children's father.
Father.
I want
knew
him
you
to
were
have a
gonna
place
say
to
that.
stay.
Yeah.
And then I found out he missed our son's soccer game to sleep with her, and that he was
Oh,
over there
wow.
sleeping with her. And at that point, everything from his closet went to the curb, and I said, "Pick it up."
Right.
Like, it's on the curb, and you can find somewhere else to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And the garbage people came and took it.
Oh, no.
It was awful, and I didn't even mean for that to happen. So, like, I actually felt bad about that. Like, that
Nah,
was not
you
intentional at all.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
So the day that we actually got like our divorce finalized, which was in July, he told me he had to talk to me about something, and I'm like, okay. He's like, but I can't do it now. We'll do it in like a week. Don't do that. So, anyways,
that.
like
I hate
a week
when you do
later, he's like freaking out about telling me. Comes to my house and comes to find out. He goes, "I'm so sorry," hugging me, like literally holding me on my bed, which was it's a mind fuck. Like having your ex-husband, who you just divorced, who you're devastated over still, he comes and tells me that he got this woman that he had an affair with pregnant in February while we were still married. And that she's due in November, and it's July.
He pulled a Usher.
Yes.
And I'm full on like, but how do you know it's yours? There's videos. I got sent videos. There's videos of them together, not just with him though, with the fiance. There are other men involved. And I'm like, why would you just assume it's yours?
That's a thought. That hole over there. That's
So
a
to
thought.
this day, we still don't, baby's here and everything. Don't
We
know.
don't know.
But he's acting as father. So.
No one wants to go to Maury.
Right? I want to go to Maury. I'm like, please, I've tried everything, like emergency petitions and stuff to get them to do paternity tests for our kids' sake.
Yeah.
No.
Wow. So is he still in your kids' lives, like as a dad though?
Mm-hmm.
So you still have to look at this guy.
Yep. It's difficult because a big part of this is like the abuse and the stuff like that. And when you look at that, the sad part is it doesn't matter how much he abused me. Even if there was like 15 instances that were noted by the police, it wouldn't matter because his custody with his children would be the same, which is mind-blowing to me because if you have the ability to be violent, if you have the ability to be violent with the woman that you're supposed to unconditionally love, how are you going to be with your kids who have no defense?
Wait. So his custody isn't affected by the fact that has a violent record? That wouldn't.
Yeah, they look at it like just because, he was violent with you, he's never hit one of his children. Now, if he ever has an incident with his children,
That's
be
different.
Yeah, it'll
But do I
skyrocket.
really want to find out through one of my kids? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
No,
one of
I
my
don't.
kids ends up in
wait
the hospital.
until that time?
Yeah.
What the?
He looked at me one day about our oldest son, and I asked, "Why are you so much harder on him?" And he goes, "Because he looks like you, he acts like you, and he talks just like you."
Oh, wow.
That scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Because I've seen what he can do to me.
Yeah.
And like I haven't even discussed most of the physical incidents between us.
Does he
just
know
the
you're
notable
newly
ones.
engaged now?
I don't know, probably. He does now.
Right. Hey, welcome to the WhoDat Podcast.
I'm sure through our kids, he just had our kids, so I'm sure through our kids they've said something. And like the one thing that I will never do is tell my kids to keep a secret from their dad,
Right.
regardless.
Right.
So,
That's what's
I
up.
mean,
I mean,
they
yeah,
come
that story's
first.
coming out. Like, hey, he threw up in a restaurant. What were you doing in a restaurant? Oh, mom got proposed to.
Exactly.
Dad, we wore these shirts and,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like he's over there telling them to keep secrets from me and stuff. That's fine, but I'm not gonna go back and make my kids feel like they have to keep secrets between mommy and daddy. Like it's just not. That's just
You're
not it
breeding
for me.
liars. Like,
No,
you're just,
exactly.
You're like, what the fuck?
And like I don't want like awful secrets on people. Like you can hold a secret if it's a surprise, but not a secret like that could potentially hurt somebody or that you're like it just. It's such a mess of things, but like at the end of the day, my trauma bond towards my ex-husband also is feeding into what my kids now deal with. Like my oldest son came home saying he got spanked with his pants and his underwear down. And like he says this months later.
Right.
And he's the type of kid that like he remembers everything. He's totally not going to make something like that up. But I go, why didn't you tell me sooner? And he was like, well, I thought it was normal. Well, why do you think it was normal? Well, because he watched me get hurt. He watched me get talked to specific ways. He watched me get hit. And
you have to understand, for people that have never been in this position, when you deal with someone that's violent like this, it's not like you're normal, it's not like, oh, we had a relationship, we split up, and, we still have a certain trust and, repertoire with each other. That repertoire is ruined. And that person has expanded limits than what you have. So you never know how they're really, what extent did this go to?
Yeah.
Did they lose it? Was it an actual disciplining spanking? Because I still think some people spank kids.
I don't think there's anything wrong with a
I like my
spanking.
kids.
Yeah.
I like my kid. Luckily,
I will spank.
Luckily, my oldest is just the coolest kid ever. So
Yeah.
he's only
Yeah.
had like 2. So I'm like,
It's a last resort for me. It always
Yeah.
has been in our house. But like,
well, I'm like, I can say, I'll whip your ass first, and I know he's not gonna
Yeah.
do anything that I have to whip his
see,
ass
but
about. So.
here's the other thing that a lot of people don't think about. You say you leave, you do this, you do that. If that were me, I wouldn't have let that happen. But here's the thing: 4 kids. If he's doing this to me, if he goes after one of my kids, I can step in front of them while we're married. I can take the brunt. I can cool him off even and be like, I've got this handled. You go downstairs before
Right.
anything happens.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have to say goodbye to them and have zero way to protect them.
Yeah.
Find
None.
out whenever you.
And
find
then
out.
allow the other person who became
Involved.
the reason that our marriage split, which I mean should have been split already. So thank you for that. Which was the reason that our marriage split. Now she's an influence in my children's lives. Like she's the type of person that is bringing those people around, and he's bringing those people around, and I have no control over that. He's a parent too. He's allowed to bring
Right.
into their lives whoever he wants to. Like he pulled them from our church that we've been in for ever.
Oh,
Because he has that day now.
Yeah.
So
Right.
he can say they're not going to church anymore. Like it's stuff like that that kept me in it. Like you don't want to ever have to give up your kids. You don't have kids, especially as a mom, and no offense to dads at all.
No, you're fine.
But like as a mom, you carry them and you birth them, and like they are a part of you, and at one point like we're literally inside of you. So the last thing you want is to have to give up your kids every single week for a period of time
Right.
at all. Like I'm lucky in my situation, I don't have to give them up that much. It's like one night a week, but still it's like you never imagine as a mom or a parent having these kids to give them up and then
Right.
give them up to somebody that you can't even breathe while they have them. You
Yeah.
know, it's not like you can
And-
breathe the sigh of relief and go enjoy yourself. Like,
It's like,
you're
nah.
constantly worried.
This dude is a monster and his girlfriend's a hoe. So what do I'm not sure.
And I
what's
mean,
gonna
I try.
happen.
It's hard because they come home, and I want them to respect their dad, and I want them to especially respect her, in the sense that don't disrespect her in front of your father because I don't know what's going to happen to you. Don't piss him off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a level of, well, now they have a baby together, and if this is really their brother, which I say it is because I don't think they'll ever do a paternity test,
Right.
but like, you still have to love him. Like, and that's really hard for them. Is like, and me is encouraging this respect and love.
You can't fault a child.
Exactly.
Right.
You can't fault a
For
child. Yeah,
people,
nothing to do with
you
it.
know,
Yeah.
people that did these awful things, but you still have to be like, it doesn't matter. Like, it
So,
doesn't matter.
what would you tell people, a woman that is in an abusive relationship currently? Like, what advice would you have for them? What would be the first thing you would let them know?
Well, the last thing I would ever say is leave, because the second somebody says that, like, you're not going to be their listening ear ever
Right.
again. My biggest point would be to make a plan and to make boundaries and have a plan for if that boundary is crossed. So instead of moving that boundary a little bit further, if they cross that boundary, that is when you leave. So maybe not leave now, but have a plan for if that line is crossed, like a secret bank account, like money set aside, a plan, like
'Cause
maybe
it takes
get a
money
job.
to make the-
Yeah, I mean, in worst case scenario, if nothing ever happens, then you've got this job and you have more finances and you've got, you know, this extra cushion of some sort. But like,
And can I jump in?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
to recognize the trap. A lot of people don't recognize the trap that they're in. You know, I'm going to work. I'm going to take care of everything. I'm going to take care of all the finances. You just sit here
Yep.
and enjoy. They will use your own gluttony and your own comfort and everything to trap you.
Mm-hmm.
So recognize that trap before you fall into it. Not all traps is a bear trap with spikes. Sometimes it's a nice comfy pillow in a room with no windows. So
yeah, having any sort of plan, exit plan, because it is true what they say that like leaving is way more dangerous than staying. Like people think that, okay, you got out of that abusive marriage, the abuse ends in the marriage. No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter if you have kids, it doesn't matter if you don't have kids, abuse does not end in marriage. So you need to know and have a plan outside of marriage and have a support system. Like, the biggest thing is a support system. If I didn't know, I knew people, but I was very controlled in who I was allowed to, like, associate with or alone, because he always had to be around.
Right.
And so I didn't have this support system of people that actually really knew what was going on in my marriage and my life. So, like, when it happened, I was like, what do? I'm alone now. So the biggest thing was finally letting, like, that support system in. Like, I had an amazing friend who just kept being persistent, because you tend to not ask for help as, like, somebody that's being abused, because you're afraid to ask for help because that's how you get hurt, like, or you're constantly rejected or told that asking for help is weak. So, like, you don't have that ability to just ask. But she was very insistent, and finally she was like, if you want to stay here while your kids aren't here, like, just to not be alone, like, finally I took her up on it, because there hit a point where I was like, I can't do this, like,
Right.
I can't handle this, and I was afraid being alone in that house and, like, you know, never knowing what was going to happen. And so I started staying there, and actually she's in a very long-term healthy marriage, and so I got to actually be a part of that and, like, kind of grow to be a part of her family. And that helped me so much, because I needed that year, and, like, she has literally helped me through everything, because I'm going to tell you, like, the healing process after is so much harder than being in it, because it's a routine. You can predict things. I can look him in the face and say, this is not a good day and this is not going to go down well. But then I can tell myself, it'll be done in a couple days, because it becomes routine. Like, it'll be done in a couple days and then it'll be good. So you can look for that stuff and, like, still find the good and not get depressed and stuff. But outside, it's, now you're healing, and you're, like, you're not healing then. You're in survival mode. You're in, like, shut down all emotions, like, this is not really happening, I'm just surviving. But then when you get out of it, you're out of survival mode, and then you actually have to deal with it. Like, I didn't realize until about 6 months outside of my marriage that was abuse. I didn't realize that breaking my ribs was abuse.
Wow.
I didn't realize that him throwing me down the stairs was abuse. It took a good friend to actually, like, be able to get
So
in my
what were you registering it as?
My fault. Well, he did that because I did this. I wasn't a good wife. I shouldn't have come at him about that when I knew he was already angry. I should have known the way that he came home that I shouldn't have been talking to him right now.
Let me ask you then. So, what would you say was the reason you didn't recognize this? Was this because were you not educated at a younger age on it? And when I say educated, you know, maybe nobody sat down and talked to you about it. Were you just young and inexperienced in relationships? What do you think it was?
I am a self-shamer.
Okay.
Like, I always have been. And when you have, like, years of marriage where this is where the emotional abuse has, like, really long-term effects of being told, this is your fault, this is your fault, this is your fault. It's like, and to this day, it's something that I battle with hardcore. I say I'm sorry every other sentence. If I ever need something, you know what I mean? Like, if I need to ask you for help, I'm going to tell you I'm sorry 1,000 times after. If I, like, cry in front of you or whatever, like, I'm going to tell you I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize for all of it, because, like, it's my fault and I shouldn't have even put that on you. You know, that sort of thing. Like, I think that came from years of being in that and being made to feel like it was my fault, but also in general, being an actor and being this and that, you learn to, like, self-reflect. Everything is, like, look back.
Right.
And even my religion, like Christianity, and I don't blame Christianity at all. I think it's an important thing to look at yourself and look inside of you. But I think, like, people like me, it can be taken to an extreme.
Right.
Like, look at yourself and, like, see what you could have done better. So for me, it was this, and vows. It was this constant, but I did this wrong. Like, but I shouldn't have this. And if I would have been paying more attention, or I would have made more date nights, or if I would have just let the kids be babysat by somebody else so we could go out, this wouldn't have happened. If I were paying more attention, if I were giving him more sex, if I was, like, a million things.
Where would you suggest young women to be able to reference how to, let's say, study a healthy relationship? Like, where should they go to be able to reference and say, okay, that's a healthy relationship. This is, you know what I'm saying? No, I mean seriously, because everyone.
No, the example that popped in my head, I was gonna say it, then I thought about saying, "Oh no, that's not."
What are you gonna say?
Because
you wasn't gonna say the Cosby's.
Yes.
Bill and the
I watched the Cosby.
Oh man.
All right, I didn't have a dad.
Yeah,
so
that
I
was
watched
bad.
the
You
Cosby
didn't think
show
about the ending of that.
to learn how to like be a dad. Like when
this is the
dad.
Cosby's. This story right here
Yeah.
is the Cosby's.
Like, but the character of Heathcliff Huxtable.
Your whole life is now twisted.
Like.
Your whole.
Yeah, because like I was about to
God.
say, like, I watched the Cosby Show. When I was
Yeah.
gonna be a dad, I'm like, I've never had a dad. What the fuck I do? I watched the Cosby Show and literally took notes. So when you're like, all right,
That's hilarious.
what's a healthy relationship? Shit, the Cosby's had a great relationship.
I don't know if I can one up that answer. I'm
that's
not
it.
sure I have an answer better than the Cosby.
You can't even say Will and Jada at this point.
No, don't get into no entanglements.
No.
Don't do entanglements.
All right.
That's what we're gonna call that. He got an entanglement.
Yeah.
That's
So as a young woman, and like I've got a daughter in the other room, where should she go to be able to see what a healthy relationship is, so maybe they can learn and avoid the situation?
Well, I don't know if you can necessarily know when somebody's relationship is healthy unless you're there 24/7 to watch them.
years.
But that's what I mean. From the outside, we looked like we had a healthy relationship.
Right.
All of our friends thought we did. I fooled my best friend, who I hung out with all the time. She thought that this
Everything
until
was fine.
everything fell apart, and she was like, "Holy crap, how?" But like there's Center of Hope in Columbia and Bridges in Franklin, both of which are great resources, and they're all about domestic violence and stuff, and learning about healthy relationships, and learning like if somebody were to question whether or not they're in a healthy relationship or
Right.
if this is abuse, I would definitely encourage the Center of Hope or Bridges for that, because you can literally call them anytime 24/7 and just get information,
Maybe
resources.
That should be something you could create a YouTube page,
Right?
Where
Seriously.
you just teach women about healthy relationships.
Gosh, I don't
But
know
you
if
have
that's
to
there
walk
yet.
the line.
Yes.
You can't sway this way.
Well, I
or
can
that
tell
way.
you, like
there's
now.
there's a lot on that too, like the escalation elevator, the
Right.
healthy pyramid.
I mean,
and
there's
all
so
that type of
many
stuff.
things, and the thing is, like, even now, like, I'm engaged, and I can tell you, is 1,000 times harder to navigate.
He's watching, so make sure you
Oh, I
do
know.
this
Hi,
correctly.
Josh.
Yeah, he's commented here. So.
For instance, okay, he sent me a message. Sorry, Josh. So I tend to be triggered really easily because of my past
Okay.
marriage, and like he knows this. It's something we've talked about. But I also have walls up, and I'm also not somebody that's going to feed you a whole bunch of like details about my life, how I'm feeling, if I'm sick. If you ask me more than one time, "Are you okay?" I'll probably lose my mind. Like I can do it myself. Like you know,
Right.
that's
Gotcha.
So I don't remember what the argument was, but he said something along the lines of, "You don't need to be a jerk." And I literally sent him back a message, and I was like, "We're not gonna have plans tonight. You can take that somewhere else." And he was like, "Whoa, like what did I do?" And I'm like, "I don't do name calling. Like that's like a
Right,
boundary
right.
for me." And he's like, "Oh, I didn't realize it was a boundary." I'm like, "It should be everybody's boundary."
Yeah.
Because what constructive thing comes out of calling somebody a jerk or saying that they're acting like a jerk?
But
Like
with
there's
guys,
nothing constructive.
Well, hold on now. I can't jump in. When I start calling somebody I'm dating names, I am on my way out. Like
Really?
I am standing on the edge of the rim. Yes, because I argue. You see me argue. We've had arguments and discussions. I've never called you outside your name, have I?
I'm not gonna say. I don't know. I gotta think about
Now,
that.
now you're gonna look out for it every time it gets
Yeah,
mad.
because like I'm pretty sure you've called me a name. Like I don't know. If it was
Have I ever called you a bitch? Ever
Fuck
called you
no,
a
you have not.
Exactly.
Nah, but
so
she said jerk.
I've never called you a jerk.
I'm saying,
So,
but that's
like,
a category
In
like
a,
jerk.
but it's different in a playful context. is
Right.
what I'm
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
We're talking about.
Yeah,
you know,
we're talking about like real jerk.
serious,
Like, don't be
yeah.
a jerk. Because I had said something not nice, and I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't a name. And I was like, that's it. Like, you won't be talking to me today. And he's like, but what? I didn't know. And I'm like, well, you should have known because
Right.
everybody should know because nobody should be doing that to
I'm
each
on
other.
board with her.
You know
I
what
don't.
mean? But like for me, that's
I'm
a
on the
boundary
edge.
because it starts somewhere. That's where it starts, name calling, and then it goes to, oh, I accidentally shoved you. Oh, I didn't mean to accidentally knock that into your head. Oh, I'm sorry, did I accidentally knock you unconscious? Like it all starts somewhere, and I was like, well, there we go. That's the start.
Like nothing. I told you, like people call me a sociopath and they don't know the definition. So to me, they're just. You know what I'm saying? I don't register that
Nope.
this is a
After
sign.
what
I'm
I've
like,
been
you're
through,
just talking.
Those
you know
boundaries are.
Yep, there it is.
I mean, I understand it, but like
You
I've
know?
never thought like, oh, this could be a sign of something else. I've always like, you're
Like
just
you'll
talking.
find that most women that have that are truly on their way to healing and wanting a good relationship and have been in a domestic violent relationship have these crazy boundaries because you have let somebody step over them so many times that you're like, no.
Never again.
And like it's not good. It takes a very patient person to be able to.
So what should a
handle
guy
that.
do if I'm getting name called? Like I get called names every
And
day.
you should say that's my boundary, and
Yeah,
you're not
you
going to
gotta
cross
set-
it, and
you
we
gotta
won't be
set
hanging
them.
out while you do that. I told him, I was like, when we get married, if you do that, I'm staying somewhere else.
You
I'll
see
take
me
the
fight
kids and stay
online,
somewhere else.
argue with trolls, and they call me a bitch. I say, that's the one and only bitch you got, and that's the last one you gonna say. You know what I mean? That's it. You say you give me another bitch, that's your ass.
Well, because where's it going to lead after that? First, it's name calling, and that's comfortable. You accept it. It's whatever. You move on.
Yeah.
The next fight, what is it?
Yeah.
Because you took that. So what is it? The next fight.
Right.
You know what
See,
I mean?
it never escalates for me because it's always like.
Do you let them back? I mean, you're single, so obviously not.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, though.
Ah. See what you did there.
See, I want to actually be and stay in this relationship. So being honest is the only way to do it, and sometimes like brutally honest. I mean, he would tell you like, I'm sure he's kind of scared of my 4'10" self because I'm like
Right.
very straightforward.
Yeah, and you have to be. You have to be.
And sometimes about ridiculous things, but I'm like, you're just gonna have to understand why that's a trigger for me, and
Yep.
you might not get it, but like I'm telling you my needs, and if you're gonna like question me on it, then we don't have to talk because I'm telling you what I need, and you're not respecting that. You know what I mean?
Especially if they've never been in that situation. You know, you
And
never
that's the
been
hard
with
part.
an abusive.
Yep.
You don't understand like it's like a trail of breadcrumbs that oh, I'm a jerk, I'm an asshole, I'm a bitch, I'm on the floor with my hand on my head. You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
trail of bread, and your body automatically recognizes that trail, even if they're not trying to do that. Even if it's
That's
not,
exactly it. It's not even like about intention at that point. It's literally
Right.
just this is what I see.
Yes.
Like he's analytical because that's what he does for his job. He's literally a data analyst. Like that's what he does. But to me, if he starts doing it to me like one day he was like, why'd you just do that when you woke up? And I'm like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? Why are you looking at me like that? Like, are you micromanaging me? What are you talking about? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all very controlling and hovering to me. Like, what's happening?
I'm like, yo, this is way too early to go.
Exactly. But I was like, but
Cheerios.
what? Like, it's weird to me. I'm like, but what way did I wake up and why was that weird? And why are you watching me like that? And that really freaks me out. You know what I mean? But like, normal people would just be like, you're weird. But me, I'm like, but why? Why did you do that? Are you trying to control me? Do you
so
not
with
like
him
looking at my
analyzing
phone?
you started analyzing him.
right. I'm looking at you, looking at me.
Did you
looking at
catch
Yeah.
when that you were doing it though?
Oh yeah, no, I was like, I don't like that. I
In
don't like
time,
that at
that's gonna go away. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
if you know that. Like my relationship that I was in that went, oh man, I describe it like Mr. and Mrs. Smith because at first it started with like her violent outburst and her violence, and then the next thing you know, we were like violence towards each other. You know, it was rough. I've never been in any situation before that or after that. I don't ever want to go back there.
No.
But I have been there, and eventually all that stuff you're describing will go away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as
Yeah.
you don't, make a habit of picking shitty people. You know, but
Yeah.
you've got a great guy now.
No,
I'd say
and
you're
I
a
mean,
shitty
any
person.
guy that can take on 4 kids like his own,
Right,
and commit their lives to those 4 kids,
right. So,
it's pretty big.
a lot of women, they get in a habit of finding, they let go of this guy, and then they find things they like about this guy, but come to find out they're the same attributes as the abuser.
Oh, I did that. Yeah, no, probably like 30 different. I want to say I called myself the serial first dater I dated probably like 40 different guys for one date because I wanted to find out what I liked, who I liked, what I needed. I had no idea in the adult world what this was. So when my kids would go to their dads, I'm like, well, let's pick another guy to like, and not to ever get serious.
Did you do online? Was it online?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you know?
I met mine on an app, but how else do you meet at 33 with 4 kids?
Dude, let
church?
me tell
But there's nobody at church.
No, I don't do church. I'm old school. I'm just a little bit older than you. I'm old school. Like, I have no problem going out, approaching somebody, like meet them at a bar or meet.
See, but I want to meet somebody at a bar.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, just out anyway. Like, if I see somebody and they've really caught, like, whoa, they got my attention, I have no problem going.
Well, where am I going to meet them? No, guys go to dance class, and then we've got baseball, and they're all married people. And then we've got church, and they're all happily married people. And I take pictures of happily married people.
What interests you? This is the way I had to break
photography, where I take pictures of happily married people.
I get it. See, but listen though, you have to find things that interest you, like hobbies and stuff like that. And I don't know why I'm saying you're engaged. There's no reason to even have this conversation.
People are listening. Keep talking.
Yes. So
but see, I'm like such a tomboy. I scare people away. I like my dirt bikes and like.
I don't know if I believe you scare people away.
No, I'm serious. Like even on first dates, like guys are like, it's weird that I'm not the clingy type, like the normal like girly I love to get flowers sort of thing.
Right.
Like I want you to take me out dirt biking or like to soar in Franklin or like to a rock climbing place. And I guess that's intimidating. I don't want to say scared, but intimidating.
I'm sure there's single men out of those things though.
I mean, I found one.
Right,
so that's
there you
good.
go, yeah.
But it's not easy. You gotta weed through all like the duds that are like, but I want to give you flowers.
There's 7 billion people on the planet. You want to find your soulmate, you're gonna have
you're gonna have to do something for
And it's hard. It's harder for women because you have to be careful.
Yes.
Like for instance, the same app that I met him on, I met a man who ended up taking me into his car. Stupid again, by the way. Don't meet people on dating apps and then fall for the it's cold, let's sit in the car while they lock the doors. I'm serious, like so dumb. To catch a predator person, and I'm still doing stupid stuff like this. So like anybody, I can do this.
The season, she's seasoned.
Right? Yeah, no. But like he ended up making
they were not having classes in the back of the set. Like,
no, they were not.
I truly thought he wanted to talk. This is how naive I am even after this. And he ended up what it would be considered rape. Not really all the way, but like doing things like forcing me to like give him blowjobs and stuff. And like I hate saying this because I've actually never said this publicly that this happened, but it happened off the same app that I met my current fiance. Like right before I met him.
I don't do any online dating.
But this is the stuff that women have to worry about. Is like this is the true reality. Yeah. And when you've already been abused, you are more likely to attract somebody like that. And like I didn't realize how I put myself in that position till after I did. But this time I filed a police report and actually like
follow through the proper
reported him, and in the end nothing could happen because it was just us two in the car, my word against his, and he refused to speak with a lawyer. So that was that.
At what point in should women or like people that are abused just start stabbing people? Like what's the
I feel like that's not a healthy thing to do.
I have a photography client.
You go to a rage room and you stab all of the plastic objects in the rage room and you play baseball with all of the champagne bottles like I just did. That's what you do.
Alright, because that's always my suggestion.
No, that's way healthier. That's what we do. We just raged today. We just raged in the rage room and broke a bunch of stuff.
Okay, that's what's up.
That's a healthy way to break things.
I just tell
I don't ever get my de-escalation is to just get in my car and ride.
I'm like that too. Music, and I like walking or running. So music and running are.
Well, all right, y'all talking about things that we do in our times where we can deal with all the other shit we deal with. Right. I mean, in the moment, at what point, like, all right, he broke my ribs, or this guy has me locked in the car. At what point is it okay, like, stab him? Get out.
Okay, if you're at a point where you're literally afraid for your life, If you are literally being held and afraid for your life, then you have every right to fight. I should have fought back several times. I chose not to. But like in the sense of actually,
I'm just as a guy, my mind is like,
in my head, if I just don't fight, we won't get to that point. And luckily, it never did. But like there are women that are in that position that are like blacking out or whatever as they're being held. That's the point where if you have something around you or the ability or your need of the balls or whatever it is you need to do, you need to fight back. Like for sure, absolutely. I didn't because I didn't want my kids to hear what was going on. I had a million reasons. Really, it all came down to I didn't think enough about myself. I didn't care enough. If I would have thought enough about myself and my self-worth and been afraid enough for my own life, which I think at some points I was like, this is so awful that I don't care if I die. You know what I mean? That I just let it go. But like truly for the kids' sake, that's so selfish, so I shouldn't have been that way. But yeah, absolutely, if you think your life's in danger, your kids' lives are in danger, you do what you need to do.
Right. So let's go. You've met Josh, you've overcome. Kind of explain to the world where you are now.
Okay, well since then I've gone through, I would say I'm nowhere near like recovered, healed, whatever. That's a lifelong process. I don't think there's ever going to be a point where you're like but I've gotten to a point where instead of being silent, I've chosen to share because I hope that other people can hear this because I never got to hear it myself. Or no, because if somebody would have brought it to my attention that this was abuse, I feel like I would have been more prepared. I would have thought about it more, you know, whatever. Like, I want to be that person for somebody else, and I want to put it out there for other people. So like that's what I desire to do right now. I'm a photographer, so that's still going amazingly. A mom of 4, so I've still had to mom throughout. It's been a year since he moved out, so I became super independent, kept on going, made my own money, like just basically the biggest thing to me was the day that I found out that my ex-husband was having an affair by her husband. This is no joke. I got a text in church and it said, "This is so-and-so," and I knew who it was. We need to talk. And so I knew something was going to happen. Well, right at the end of the service, they were like, "We have a special announcement. We have just started a single moms group in our church."
Oh, wow.
For single moms, because it was brought to our attention that there isn't one. And I went, that was God. Like, God literally just said, "This is for you."
Full circle.
Those women saved me. We met for the first time 1 or 2 weeks after that. And I'm telling you, I walked in there so broken. I had no idea. Definitely the newest, almost divorced person in the group. And like they took me in, and there was a day I was going to drive off a cliff. No joke, drive off a cliff. Like I was in my car driving, looking for the best place to drive off a cliff. It was the first time he was taking them. I had his car, which was a piece of junk. And he had my car, so I was like, he has the car seats, he has everything he needs, he has a house, like.
So y'all swapped cars? Y'all didn't swap?
Because he couldn't fit all the kids in his car.
Oh, you're a good one. You're a good one.
I was like, I'm just going to drive this thing off a cliff. And all of a sudden I get a message from the leader of the group. And she says, "Dani, I don't know what's going on, but God has basically told me that you need somebody right now. And I want you to know I'm walking right now to your front porch to drop off this book. And like I left a note inside. I want you to read it, but please, like whatever you do, know that God loves you and like God wants you here, and like we all love you and we all see you." And at that point, I was like, I need to turn the car around. Like I don't know why, but and inside was like it was a book by her friend who is an author, and it was called Downpour. And it was all about like finding God through depression and anxiety. And inside she wrote her number and was like, I'm feeling called to mentor you, and I would love to mentor you, and like just I want you to know you're seen and you're loved, and like all of this other stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh. Well, during that mentoring, she asked me to pray to God and ask for what God thought of me. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't do these types of things. That's crazy. Like nothing's gonna come of that. You're gonna have to like in my prayer I was like, you're gonna have to drop some bomb on me for me to know like that this is for me. The doorbell rings.
You prayed for God to show you.
To tell me how he feels about me. I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to know that?
All right.
I get a knock on the door no more than 30 seconds after saying amen, which was the worst prayer ever. I was literally like, you're going to have to drop something on me because I don't know how you're going to tell me this, you know?
Amen.
Knock on the door. Knock on the door and it's packaged. And I'm like, I didn't order anything. Open it up and there's a ring inside that says, I am enough. So that was his message to me, was you are enough. And so I got it tattooed on me.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Oh, right.
But yeah, so that was the start of like truly being like, there's gonna be redemption in this. Like there's gonna be there's gonna be many more tough moments, and there's still so many tough moments. But like, there's redemption, and God has a story for me as everybody. And I'm Christian, but even if you're not, like there's a story, and if you're still alive, your story is still going. It has not ended, and you cannot make it end. By writing the ending. You cannot just write the ending yourself. And I've had to tell myself and be told this way too many times. I've had so many friends save my life, I can't even count. But the biggest thing is support system. You need a support system. It's the only thing that's kept me alive. I have friends that can read me inside out to the point where I can look them in the face and be like, I'm fine, with a big smile on my face. And they're like,
you're not okay.
You're not fine.
Stop tripping.
Yeah, like you're not fine. You need to like come stay over at my house. You're not fine right now, you know?
Wow.
And that's what everybody needs. Like, you need to accept help and accept that and have people.
We
These
love
kind of
our
people.
friendship. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know yet.
I'm fine, man.
From what I've been told, friendship is when you pick each other's gray hairs out of their head.
No, I want mine, girl.
Yeah,
I love my girl.
No, don't pluck mine. They grow back more.
I wear a hat for a reason. I get like the random
Do
gray
you?
hairs.
I say I love my girl.
I have friends to pick them on my head.
He
for
wants
me.
to be old so bad.
I am old.
No.
I am old.
He's in his 30s.
I'm in my 30s. What are you trying to say?
Exactly.
You're not old, but I am old.
He wants to be old, so he can't wait.
We're in our 30s,
Yeah.
but I'm not old.
Old is a mind state. It is. It's a state of mind. It's not an age. You got,
Well, I'm aging real fast after all this.
You got immature 60-year-olds running around here.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, you know what?
That is true.
Immediate
for
popped
sure.
in my head.
Yes, you know, like you still act like that.
Yes.
Like, I can't wait to just sit on the porch. Do what? Nothing. Sit on the porch.
You can acceptably do that now.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, he wants to be at the point to where no one should expect anything of me but this porch.
You need to sit on the porch and yell at all the crazy kids that are being too
I'm not even gonna yell at them. I'm just gonna record them with my little Ring camera. You know what I mean? I had some 10-year-olds trying to break in my house, and I caught them on the Ring camera.
That's what Nerf guns are for.
Nerf
about
guns?
shooting.
No, that's what my pit bull is for.
That's no fun though. You have to do something fun and shoot them with Nerf guns.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I was thinking.
If you really must go strong, like paintball.
Yeah.
That
I
would
was
be
thinking
paint
That
and
is
balloons.
obvious.
Airsoft.
There you
I
go.
was thinking painting balloons.
Yeah. That could
Exactly. You
be.
gotta get them like you gotta get them
You
back.
gotta get them. You might have to clean your porch.
The Ring
afterwards.
camera
That's
is no fun. You have to get them
But see,
back
you
with
can't-
something they don't expect.
As a working person, you can't start a war with the neighborhood kids. They're always going to win because they always have more free time than you. They don't have to be up in the morning. They can wait till 3 in the morning and then just toilet paper your house
Oh no.
and then smoke a blunt afterwards. You know what I mean? That's what they do.
No, I'm all about some like Nerf gun wars
Yeah.
and good dodgeball battles and
Wow.
you know all that fun stuff.
If a kid tried to break into my house, I would hit him with the airsoft.
Gotcha. All I did
that
was
mean?
come over the loudspeaker and called them by name. I was like, "What are you doing?" Blah blah blah, and they went.
You
And-
are an old person. I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry.
And then he took off running.
Get more
Can't wait.
creative.
He
Yeah.
can't wait. He can't wait to be
You should
like-
have like run screaming with a baseball bat, like swinging it.
So, Dani, you know, you've been through a lot. I appreciate you coming on. Okay, Josh, thank you for having her on here, letting her come and tell her story. I appreciate that from both of you guys.
And letting me out him.
Huh?
And letting me out him
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple times.
So, you know, everybody that's been a part of any domestic abuse and such, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. This is a mom that was single with 4 kids, and, you know, she had been through it all. She had even been seasoned with a profession where she had dealt with people like that. So, it can happen to anybody, but you can get out, you can still live, there's still life on the other end of the...
And look, I found an awesome man and it's only been a year.
There it is. Boom.
It can happen.
Boom.
Beautiful.
So you are the first episode in our Survivor Stories, and I just thought it'd be it's a good way to start. We've got more that's going to be coming.
So we're going to call it Survivor Series?
Survivor Stories.
Stories. Okay.
Survivor Series is copyrighted by the WWE.
And that's why I got excited. I was like,
Survivor Stories.
Oh, never mind.
I would love it to be Survivor Stories.
That would be great.
I would use the WWE font, the Survivor, the blue and white.
The whole image, bro. We
Yeah.
are friends. We're definitely friends.
So, you want to lead us out, Brandon? No?
Yes.
Wait. Is there anything you'd like to tell us? Anything you'd like
Are
to
you still
say?
acting? Well, I know you're
I'm still acting, yes. We won't talk about my current stuff. I'm sure y'all will scope
You
it
were in
out
a
and find
movie
it and
with-
embarrass me in comments and stuff.
You were in a movie with my crush.
You were in Hannah Montana.
Oh! Yeah.
God.
We won't talk about that either. I don't think I can say that out loud.
Oh.
It was a fun set.
Yeah?
Yeah. We can talk about that off camera.
All right, we gotta get out of here. Hey, to everybody out there, appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you go and like, subscribe, all that good stuff on Instagram, on YouTube. We're on Twitter, WhoDat Podcast, on everything. Go to the merch shop on themothership.etsy.com. Get you some merchandise. Get you dog tags, t-shirts, all that good stuff. Go check it out. You can subscribe to our Patreon, where we do exclusive content, where we put up like the mixtapes that we make for those that like our club WhoDat and DJ and stuff like that. We put mixtapes on the Patreon and we put like exclusive stuff. We do a lot. The Stereo app is our raw and uncut. If you like really want to hear us like talk our mind, then you want to listen on the Stereo app. But if you get offended easily, just pass it up. It's enough. It's other things. We have the WhoDat food reviews that we do. We got another episode of those coming very soon. The WhoDat food reviews. We do a lot. What else? Can't announce it yet, but we got another announcement coming later on.
You're gonna become a woman.
Say it. Go ahead. You know what I'm talking about?
Date set, but say it.
We ain't got a date set, but yo, look, I'm trying to tell you, we be doing some shit. We are going in the very, very, very near future. We are going to be presenting the first annual Ace of Spades, which is a spades tournament. We will be having 10 tables, 20 teams. So if you play spades, find your partner, and we're gonna have a spades tournament.
You feel me?
I just learned that.
I'm gonna go YouTube that.
Yeah, there you go.
But we're gonna have an Ace of Spades, the first annual spades tournament here in Columbia, Tennessee. We're gonna be doing that very, very soon, so keep an eye out on that. And during the Ace of Spades tournament, we'll probably be having our Shut Up and Cook, the barbecue competition outside. So there'll be spades and barbecue going on at our event. We weren't able to do Shut Up and Eat last year, so we're bouncing back with 2 for 1. Yes, we love you that much.
And you're gonna be a woman, right? If we discussed earlier off camera, yes, he's gonna become a woman.
What? What did I miss this?
I said God should have made me a woman because I would have conquered the world.
He has secrets.
I always feel like I'd have conquered the world if I was a woman.
If I was a woman,
I'd have been kicking that.
No, but we can't.
If I was
we just had a
if I was a
whole
white woman.
I was carrying my way up the ladder.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Karate Karen.
What?
Kicking and punching.
Kicking and shit. What do you mean?
Yes.
You mean I can't get a promotion? Where's the manager?
And then afterwards, I'm gonna go tanning and buy my dog a sweater.
We match.
Yeah.
But check out the Ace of Spades tournament. We're gonna be giving more details and the flyer and everything on how y'all can sign up, get your partner. That's gonna be really, really soon. We're gonna wait until it gets a little bit warmer so everybody can be outside for the barbecue competition and everything. But keep an eye out for that because the details are coming very, very soon.
Yes.
So in the meantime, in between time, make sure you're here every Sunday at 6 o'clock. We'll be doing another episode live on the Mothership. And check us out on the audio podcast on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast because we're on all of them.
Yeah.
So
there it is. Boom.
Stay blessed. Don't stress. Life is just a test. And if they fucking with you, stab them. Who that?
Who that?
Yo, but if I
we already did the classroom part. Now we're out here at the range. I shot 17 out of 20. Center mass, do something to you. Pachman came out and everything, the support.
Yeah, I'm already certified.
Yeah, he already know how to do
this.
this.
For years, so I had to get that little, all that bullshit going on.
You know what I mean?
All that bullshit going on. All that bullshit. So,
The still motivated basics of pistol shooting class that I just got done taking. I just went through the course. I did the written part where we was in the classroom. Now we live on the range. But I got my instructor, Mr. Isaiah Smith, the founder of Still Motivated Security and Trainings. Man, hey, I appreciate you first off for just showing me everything.
I appreciate you coming, man. Hey, you missed the first class. Hey, he missed the first class.
I did.
He was supposed to be in one of them classes that was 107.
See, look how
he ducked out. Look,
Man,
it's beautiful out here right now.
It was just right on time. You know what I'm saying? I may not be there when you want me to, but I'm right on time. Man, when did you start all this? How many years have you been doing it?
This right here, so the NRA version of the course, I've been teaching probably since 2018. So right around probably February is when I first came up with the business. Okay. And from then on, we've been, just shooting and training. So, but I didn't start the NRA course until this year, really. The full course where I got all these people didn't start it to this year. Now I've been certified since 2018.
Okay.
Took a little break and then tried to come back in. Woo. Hold on, hold it now. Woo. I want to shoot that. I want to shoot that motherfucker. Woo. It's one mic. This space. Hey, brother, step up a few feet. Y'all get parallel with it. Get even with it. Stay even with each other.